is Like That Too by Jennifer Grant. So there's our main character, which we call in my grade the narrator. I live in the city where the sidewalks and subway cars and buildings and buses are packed with people, but I've never seen God before. So there's our narrator, which is the main character, and there's all the buses, cars, buildings. Grandma, does God live in the city? I asked one morning at breakfast. Yes, God is there here, she says. You just need to know where to look. Whenever you see love, joy, peace, God is there, she says, stirring her tea. So there's her tea. Whenever you see patience, kindness, and goodness, God is there too. When you see faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, that is God's Spirit at work. So there's him at breakfast eating, and there's his grandma. On the way to school, I'm on the lookout. I see buses full of tourists and count 10 bridges, bright yellow I count 10 bright yellow taxis. I spy a man sweeping and stooping, and me and Grandma laugh when we see a tiny dog wearing a fluffy purple sweater. So there's the tiny dog with the fluffy purple sweater, and then here's all the taxis, and can you see him with his grandma on the bus? Oh, and these are the tourists. They're people who take tours downtown. At school, Grandma hands me my lunch and hugs me close before she says goodbye. That's what love looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. So there's the grandma saying goodbye to him, and there's all his classmates and everything. On the swings, I pump so hard, I see over the wall into the alley. My friends shout, higher, higher, as my feet fly up into the sky. That's what joy looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. So here's an alley, it's like a stepway. Here's him swinging so high, and these are the friends saying, higher, higher. Outside, the car horns blast and sirens scream. But in the classroom, it's quiet and calm. That's what peace looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. So there's the teacher and all the class reading books. But outside, it's like ambulances are screaming and everything, but they're being so quiet. That's peace. I try to tie my shoes, but my laces are tangled around my fingers. My teacher sits down and beside me and shows me how to tie. That's what patience looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. They're beautiful illustrations. See, he's trying to tie it, and it's getting all over his fingers, and so the teacher comes to sit down and shows him. That's patience. On the way home, I see a doorman wearing a red cape and a hat and a shiny brim. That's like a brim is like a, it's hard to explain. But then there's his cape and his outfit, and here's the guy in the wheelchair. She's holding the door for a man using a wheelchair. The man moves very slowly, and the doorman chats with him and smiles. That's what kindness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. So there's the man in the wheelchair. He's holding the door and chatting because he's moving really slowly, and that's really kind. While I'm setting the table for dinner, there's a knock at the door. It's our neighbor from downstairs, bringing a loaf of bread. It is golden brown and warm and wrapped in a white thin towel. That was goodness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. So there's his neighbor, his grandma, and that's him setting the table for him. And like, you'll live in an apartment building in the city a lot. So that's probably one of their apartment building, like downstairs neighbors. So he's bringing the loaf of bread. After dinner, I work on my homework while Grandma stands at the kitchen sink, washing the dishes and humming to herself, just like she does every single night. That's what faithfulness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. So there's Grandma doing the dishes and him doing his schoolwork. It looks like something with the solar system. See? He's glowing and tasting. At bedtime, Grandma sits at the edge of my bed, sings me a lullaby, and strokes my head. She tucks my blankets close up around me. That's what gentleness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. So there's him laying in his bed. Grandma looks like singing to him. I lie in bed watching the curtains flutter. I want to talk all about the dog we saw today and how high I can swing, but Grandma says that once I'm tucked in, I have to stay in bed until morning. I close my eyes and try to fall asleep. That's what self-control looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. So it looks like he's in his bed, it's dark, has all his toys. See, it's always fun when you go to the city to look out at the buildings, that they're bright up, and sometimes they'll put fireworks. I saw God over and over again today. Whenever I saw love, joy, and peace, and whenever I saw there was patience, kindness, and goodness. When I saw faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, I saw God's Spirit at work. There's everything, like the doorman, the funny dog, how he swings, the shoelaces teacher, and the goodness of his downstairs neighbor. I don't see God like the way I see my friends, or the streetlights, or the river, but I see signs of God's Spirit all around me, right here in the city. Now I know what God is like. Maybe I can be like that too. This is a verse. It's Galatians 22, verse 23. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Galatians 25:22, verse 23. So it says free fruit stand, but the fruit of the Spirit isn't really actually fruit. It's they just call it that because it's like a it comes really actually from your heart. I hope you like the book. It has lots of. It's like a really, really good book. I love it.